When most people think of the saber-toothed cat family, they picture a saber-toothed tiger. But before there were saber-toothed tigers, there were saber-toothed cats like the one we're going to talk about today, which lived in Africa and was one of the first of its kind. This is going to be a long one. Hi, and welcome to Paleologic. Today we are going to talk about a very special cat that lived 3.5 million years ago. And no, it's not a Smilodon. There have been quite a few saber-toothed cats throughout history. The one we're talking about today is called a Meganthium. There's actually some debate about whether or not Meganthium should be classified as its own genus, or if it should be grouped into the genus Homotherium, but we'll just call it Meganthium for this video. Meganthium means big jaw, and that's pretty fitting considering what this animal is famous for. Its jaws were huge, measuring over 10 inches from tip to tip, and those jaws were filled with massive canines that could measure up to 4 inches long. Those teeth would have been perfect for catching up to fast prey, delivering a quick bite to the neck to bring it down. We know that Meganthium had these giant jaws and teeth because when it was discovered back in 1956 in the Nako Kifaru Formation in Kenya, paleontologists found a nearly complete skull. This is pretty lucky because skulls are usually the parts of skeletons that get lost to time. They're fragile and break easily, so they rarely fossilize. The site where it was discovered is actually really important. It's one of the oldest sites in Africa to have been discovered with both Oldowan and later Acheulean stone tools. This is important because it provides evidence that Meganthium was hunted by early humans. We also found cut marks on some of their bones, which further proves this. So although Meganthium was a fearsome predator, it didn't stick around long enough to find out just how scary it was. Meganthium's skull was large, measuring around 20 inches long. To put that in perspective, that's about the same length as the modern maned wolf's skull, even though Meganthium was much more closely related to modern house cats. Meganthium also had short, strong legs and a long body. It's been estimated to have been around the size of a modern lion, even though it was more slender and had a longer tail. And speaking of lions, Meganthium is believed to be one of the ancestors of the mighty Panthera leo. Panthera is the genus that includes modern-day big cats like tigers, lions, leopards, and jaguars. The name comes from the Greek word panthera, which means shining light, kind of fitting for such fierce animals. Panthera is believed to have branched off from smaller wildcats around 10 million years ago. At its peak, the Panthera lineage included many different species like Panthera atrox, which lived in North America, and Panthera zdansky, which lived in China. Today, only 4 species remain. Scientists used to believe that all extant members of the genus Panthera could roar, but recent studies have shown that this isn't true. A study published in 2016 found that tree-climbing Asian cats cannot roar due to anatomical differences in their vocal tract. As an alternative to roaring, they have developed a repertoire of other vocalizations which they use to communicate. This is why your cat purrs and meows instead of growling and roars. And it turns out that our ancient feline friends did the same thing. Meganthium was not a roaring cat. Instead, it made a variety of sounds to communicate and attract mates. Unfortunately, Meganthium went extinct before humans took over the earth. Without its natural enemies, it was free to roam and hunt. But this came crashing to a halt around 2.5 million years ago. No one is really sure why Meganthium went extinct, but it's probably because of a combination of factors including a changing climate and increased competition for food. Today, only 2 species of big cats still exist in Africa, the lion and the leopard. Of course, cheetahs live in Africa too, but they belong to their own genus, Acinonyx. The cheetah is the fastest land predator on the planet, but it's not built for taking down large prey like buffalo and giraffe. That's why the lion is the king of the savannah. It's powerful, it's majestic, and it lives in groups to take down the biggest prey. The lion is at the top of the food chain in modern-day Africa, but 3.5 million years ago, it wasn't even a glimmer in the timeline. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See ya.